So I released a newsletter on Friday. Today is Saturday. Yeah, I released a newsletter on Friday. And the title of that newsletter is My Work is My Ministry. And I really wanted to let people that will read that newsletter know that, a lot of the times you get into a job because you feel like it will give you a certain thing. So most times we work because we want money. We work because we want to be famous. We want to be heard. We want to be known. We want people to acknowledge like the work we're doing. We want we are passionate about the things we're doing. For me, when I conceived the idea of ever going on radio, I just wanted to be heard. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be known. I wanted to be famous. I didn't even think about money, funny enough. But I wanted all of those things. I just felt like, talking comes easily to me. I have opinions on things. I wanted the world to hear my opinions on things. I had stories to tell. I had stories for days. So why not? Why not go on radio? Why not use the mic? Why not start a podcast? But 2 years into doing media, I realized that I can't just be talking. This is beyond talking. I started seeing the deeper parts of my job. This is beyond talking. This is beyond just coming to the mic and gapping and saying whatever it is that I feel like I want to say or sharing that story I want to share. I started understanding that the person at the other side, the person listening to me, even though I can't see them, I don't know them, we've never met before, they are real human beings with emotions, with feelings, with stuff going on in their lives, with struggles, with a mind, with a way that they interact with the world. They're not just like fictional or made up aspects of my life. They're not figments of my imagination. They are real people, though I don't know them. And once I realized that the people listening to me are real people, I realized that I'm actually shaping these people's lives, because at least in a week they hear me 4 times in a week. They can spend close to 10 hours with me, from the songs I play on air, from the opinions I give on topics, from the news I decide to share with them, from the interviews I have on that shift, from the whatever happens on that shift. I have affected the person, be it for good or be it for bad. I am impacting the person's life. Imagine also it is a young person that doesn't have any identity or have an idea of what they're meant to be doing in the world. I am the person's glasses to the world. I am the person's voice to the world. I am a mirror for what the world can be. The day I realized that, I was like, you cannot mess up. I mean, you can mess up, you're human, but you have to be more intentional about what you do on air. So this is not just about talking or just playing that song or just doing whatever it is you want to do. You need to realize that the person listening to you is a real human being whose life you're shaping, who you are creating a world for, who you are shaping a narrative for, who is clinging on every word you say, So I decided that every time I came on air, I'll be intentional. The kind of songs I play, I will not be naive to think that everybody is all happy and rosy at the other side. So I'm going to play songs that would uplift you, that will fan the flames in your heart. Probably you have given up on something. I would think that and play a song that can kind of like bring you out of that. So coming to work became more like a ministry, because it felt like not that I'm needed by these people, but if somebody is going to listen to me, their life should be transformed at least. There should be something of impact going into their life, right? Is what I'm saying truthful? Am I being honest with what I'm saying? Am I being honest with my worldview? Have I fact-checked that thing I'm saying? Have I researched on it? That song I'm playing, is it necessary? Is it needed? What kind of message is it conveying to the person at the other side? It even reached to a point where I started praying for people that, listen to me. Not calling them up and praying for them, but before I went on air, because I don't know how to properly articulate it or explain it to another person, but it's just this thing. It felt like a burden that, God, let me not let me say the right things. Help me to know what my listener needs. So this is not for the kind of contribution I'm trying to, the kind of usefulness I want to be to the other person is not a multitude thing. It's not a crowd thing. It's just for that person that really needs that kind of like thing, that hope, that inspiration, that motivation, that intentionality. It's just for that one person. And if one person listens to me for 10 hours and they feel like they can conquer the world, they feel like they can do things in their lives, that is, I've done my work. So I would always, before I go on air, I'd always pray and say, God, I don't know what the other person is going through, but help me. Put that burden in my heart that I say the right things. I highlight a situation they're facing. I answer a question that they've had in their minds. I kind of like, I might not be there in their life, but let it feel like I know them. Let it feel like I understand what they are going through. Let me be the channel. Let me be the vessel through which their prayers are answered, if that makes sense. So somebody might be undergoing like phases of confusion. It's like they want to break a ceiling, but it's been hard to break that ceiling. Let wisdom flow through me to get to that person. Use this platform, use this radio station, use this time on air to kind of like inspire the other person. Let your spirit flow, let your spirit do. The Spirit of God has anointed me to preach the gospel, to mend the broken heart, to release those that are in bondages. May that anointing flow. So I say it more than just coming to talk. I see it more as a power that has been kind of like bestowed on me to help other people. So for you in your work life or your workspace, have you seen your work beyond what it is meant to be? Like beyond what people would know it as. So, okay, you're a lawyer, you defend people, right? You help people when it comes to the justice system. Have you seen your work beyond that justice system or beyond defending people? And I must tell you that when you see your work beyond what is obvious, it makes you stay even in the midst of struggles and turmoil. That is your why. That becomes your why. You can't do the job anyhow because you know that there is something bigger you're doing here. There's something extraordinary or powerful you're doing here. So my work is my ministry now, right? It's like when a pastor has a church and they do things in the church. My work is my church now. My work is my ministry. And I hope that by the grace of God, that really, my presence on earth is really making a difference for someone. I might not know, but I hope it is. Once I have that feeling that I contributed usefully on today's show, I had fun, I laughed, I played the songs that are really important for this season. I was honest. That is all that matters. Okay? I'm deeply rooting for you.